Girls have 9 common vulnerabilities. These weak spots are something all women share. This information will teach you what those vulnerabilities are, and, more importantly, how to use them to your benefit. I won't simply tell you what they are. I'll explain how to use them effectively, so pay close attention. First, you need 2 different sides to your personality, not just one. For instance, if you're normally a nice guy, you should also show a slightly bad or mischievous side. Or if you're usually very calm and collected, try something unexpected. Imagine you're walking with a girl and a loud song comes on. Suddenly, you start dancing in the street. She'll be surprised and puzzled, thinking, he's normally so calm and strong. Why is he dancing? Who is he really? These questions will stick in her mind, making her think about you more, and actually making her believe even more in your strength. If you've been following my advice on attracting women, you know women like strong men. However, it's important not to act strong all the time. If you do, it seems fake and she won't believe it's genuine. That's why you need a contrasting side to your personality. If you're nice, show a little bit of a bad boy side. This makes you more interesting and mysterious. I'll be sharing more about this in a future video. This information is part of a larger series about creating an air of mystery. But for now, we're concentrating on developing a seemingly contradictory aspect to your personality. You'll be amazed at how well this works. The technique is to talk about someone who is physically different from the woman you're interested in. This is crucial. Always bring up someone with opposite physical traits. For instance, if she has dark hair, mention a woman with light hair. Casually work into the conversation something like, I used to work with a blonde woman at Zai's company who really impressed me. And then just keep talking. Alternatively, you could talk about a well-known blonde actress and mention you admire her work. The key is to be natural. Don't make it obvious you're trying to send a message. Just talk normally. To understand why this works, you need to know that women often think deeply about things. They tend to overthink from the moment they wake up. As an example, if a woman sees a crying child on the street, she might spend the whole day thinking about that child, imagining different reasons why the child was upset, and even feeling sad herself. A quick look at a new guy can really grab a young woman's interest. This is because she tends to think too much about things, a big weakness of hers. If you talk about another girl around her, especially one who looks very different from her, even a small comment will stick in her mind. She'll keep thinking about it later, wondering why you said it and comparing herself to that other girl. Just saying something about a blonde woman, for example, could make her worry about her own looks and even think about dyeing her hair. Basically, a few words can make her think about you all the time. This constant focus on trying to understand what you think is the best way to make her like you, and maybe even fall in love with you. So, the plan is to talk about a girl who looks nothing like her. Don't be afraid to say you don't like something about this other girl. This shows a strong, manly quality. Guys often don't say bad things about women because they don't want to be mean, like being afraid to ask a woman to blow her cigarette smoke somewhere else. This worry about being polite is a wrong idea that society teaches us. Speaking directly about the smoking, even if it seems rude, can actually make a woman think you're confident. You're showing great strength of character by offering constructive criticism, but be careful not to find fault with every little thing. Your comments should be thoughtful and kind. For example, if her clothes don't look good on her, gently suggest that the outfit isn't the best choice for her. If a picture isn't flattering, simply say it didn't turn out right. This honest feedback is very important for your relationship because offering helpful suggestions makes your positive comments more believable. Always remember this. Pointing out areas for improvement makes your praise more significant. If you only ever say nice things, she won't believe them. A little bit of constructive criticism makes your compliments feel special and makes her want to hear more positive things from you. Think about it. If someone tells you you're intelligent all the time, you'll eventually ignore them. But if someone rarely gives you compliments and then calls you smart, it'll mean a lot to you. People naturally value things that are rare. This isn't a problem specific to women. It's just how humans are. I'll talk more about this in a future video about social skills. For now, just remember, don't be afraid to offer helpful suggestions, as it makes your compliments more meaningful later on. That was the third point. Now, for the fourth point. Talk to her about her areas for improvement. If she's having trouble with something, use this opportunity to use your strengths subtly. Pay attention. If a girl says she can't cook, wait a bit, then during a chat, casually say something like, "I really like girls who can cook." Don't be direct. The subject should come up naturally in your conversation. Don't talk about it too much. Don't just tell her, "I love girls who can cook," while looking right at her. That will make her feel like you're criticizing her, and she might get defensive. But if you mention it indirectly, she'll think about it later. Remember, the more a girl thinks about you, the more she'll like you. Tell her your flaws. This is crucial. So listen up. Tell her your weaknesses. Many guys are scared a girl will find out their shortcomings. Here's something important to remember. If you have a flaw, tell her about it before she figures it out herself. This is a very effective trick, and not many people know about it. For example, if you can't dance, and you go to a club with a girl, and she sees you're bad dancing, she'll see it as a negative and think less of you. But if you tell her beforehand that you can't dance, you're accomplishing two things. First, she'll see you as sure of yourself because you're honest about your weakness. Telling a woman about something you're struggling with demonstrates you aren't worried about what she thinks, and this can show self-assurance. It also encourages her to feel compassion for you. Remember, that compassion is a big part of how women are. Maybe even a vulnerability. Some guys use this pity play to get close to women, because when a woman feels sorry for a man, she's less likely to reject him and might even be drawn to him. However, I don't suggest using this tactic to get a girl, because while it might work once, it probably won't work again, and you might even lose her. It's better to let her see your struggles while still being strong and manly. So, if you have a weakness, tell her. Speaking of compassion, here's something I've wanted to share. If you're already dating a girl and you get ill or need something, ask for her help. For example, if you need medicine, ask her to pick it up. Women naturally like caring for others. So, if the opportunity comes up, let her take care of you. When you're together, show a little vulnerability, like a child wanting a hug. Be unrestrained, and if she does something sweet, hug her and let go of your usual serious demeanor. But it's important to note, don't do this all the time. It depends on the girl. Dealing with most of the time in the first date, it's better not to do this, or if it's your first time talking to the girl. Don't use this technique. Wait at least until the second meeting and start gradually. Don't suddenly go for a hug out of nowhere. The key is if it's suitable for your situation. Show her that you lose control when she does something cute or wears something that looks good on her. This will make her like you more, because she'll feel that you're spontaneous and unafraid to show your admiration for her at the same time. This is one of the best ways to avoid being stuck in the friend zone. By the way, I'm considering making a video about the friend zone in the How to Attract Women series. If you want me to do that, and if you're currently facing this issue, let me know in the comments, please. Make her put an effort to attract you. How can you do this? Listen carefully, because this is the most important point in today's video. Make her put an effort to attract you. Let's say, for example, you tell her that you like philosophy. After some time, ask her, "Do you like philosophy?" At this point, there are two possible responses. She might say yes, or she might say no. If she says yes, it means she's trying to impress you. This is something inherent in all girls. They want to be liked. Her attempt to gain your approval will make her more attracted to you if she says no. Then when she goes home, she'll start thinking, "I told him no, and he likes philosophy. What's he gonna think of me? What's his opinion of me now?" As I mentioned before, every girl has a natural weakness. She wants to be liked in this case. After saying no, she'll keep thinking about you and wondering, did I lose his interest? This reflection will make her want you more so. In both cases, you win. The key is to put her in a position where she feels like she needs to earn your approval. But if she answers no and doesn't seem to care about impressing, you don't sit there trying to convince her or say things like, "Oh, philosophy isn't that great," or try to follow her lead in the conversation. If she says no, just ignore it or change the subject entirely. If you want in summary, the idea is to let her know that you like something, then later ask her about that thing and let her put in the effort to prove that she's worthy of your admiration. Set boundaries with her. By nature, girls like to be controlled by a man who knows how to lead and establish dominance. This is a weakness that many of you might already be aware of, but what you might not know is how to apply this control. The simplest way is by setting boundaries. You need to show her that you have limits. For example, if you tell her, "I don't like girls who smoke," and then she pulls out a cigarette and starts smoking in front of you, get up and walk away immediately. Don't stay sitting next to her over time. She'll stop smoking in front of you. Or let's say you're planning a trip together. Tell her, "I don't pay for girls. We'll split the costs," and then stick to that boundary. By the way, there's a question that comes up frequently. Who should pay the bill? Should you pay for everything, or should you split the costs? This question doesn't have a single answer. It depends on what you want to do and what works best for you. Just do what makes you comfortable, especially in the early stages. If you've just started seeing the girl and she isn't your girlfriend yet. If you can afford to pay, then pay. If you can't, don't pay. And split the bill. The important thing is to do what suits you, and don't worry about her opinion or society's expectations. Make her realize she's not the only one in your life. A girl will often ask you from time to time if you're seeing someone else. Most men feel insecure and respond by saying, "I'm not seeing anyone else." But that's not what you should do. Instead, say something like, "Yes, there are a few candidates I've shortlisted. Let's see who gets the job." Saying this won't just make her jealous. It will also push her to work twice as hard to keep you around. Women are naturally attracted to men who have multiple options. And this is a weakness I've talked about a lot in the How to Attract Women series. So if you haven't watched it yet, I recommend going back and watching the full series. And with that, we've come to the end of the video. If you have any issues, let me know in the comments so I can know what to talk about in the next video. This was the Dark Needle, and see you next time.